Hello everybody. We're putting together a presentation to show you guys examples of how we calculate the pool surface area. In 2022, Esparza plaster prices will be based on surface area. You're hearing the voice of Jose. I'm the office manager at Esparza Plastering LLC. And like I said, the purpose of this video is to go over a few examples to help you guys figure out how we do this. First example is new construction with a straight pool. We'll have a new construction with radius pool, a remodel with radius, and a remodel with a straight pool. Those will be the four examples that we'll go over. And once this video is over, you will be able to calculate the cost of plastering a pool if you use Esparza. We break it down into two main steps. The first one is to calculate the area of the floor. On new construction, this area is usually provided with the floor plan. We also have an app that we will be using for remodels and for cases where new construction doesn't provide area. And step number two will be to calculate the area of the walls. And this is an estimate using the perimeter and the depth of the pool. Here we are with case one, which is a new construction of a rectangular pool. This pool has the following specifications. It's got a floor area of 759, and it's got a depth and a perimeter. And step one is to figure out the floor area. In this case, new construction, the floor area is already known. It's provided with the plan, so there's no need to do any more work. We're done. But I do want to show you the app that we use called Sketch and Calc. And I want to show it to you in this case so that you can compare the accuracy app to something that you already know, which is 759 in this case. So you can go to the website and you can download it and use it as well. At this time, I'm going to go ahead and go to the app and sort of give you a quick demonstration as to how it works, okay? So here's the web page. You log in and you'll be able to use it. And here's what the app looks like. And the way this app works is any shape you draw in here. Let's say that there was a pool that looked like this. What this guy does is it figures out how many squares are inside this shape, and it tells you the area. In this particular piece that I drew here, this masterpiece, the perimeter, it tells me is 94 feet. And the area is 567 square feet. All right, so that's how it works. I'm going to show you this particular case one that we're looking at. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to import that image so we can just trace around it, and it'll make it easy to draw the shape of the pool. Okay, so we upload this file. Here's the shape of the pool. First thing you got to do is tell it something, a known distance, so you can figure out what the scale of this picture is. So we know that's 18 feet based on the plan. So that's 18 feet. We say good. All right, let's add it to our canvas here. And so the next step is just to draw lines of the shape that you want to find the area for. So I'm going to start drawing some lines, line here to there, and to there, and to there, and you keep going till you fill it out, and it'll give you the area. And since I already did it, I'm just gonna jump to it. I'm gonna open this case one and show you what the what the values that this guy came up with. Okay, so here it is. I already drew all the lines around the pool. You see here, so that will be the floor, and the numbers that it came up with, it's the perimeter is about 129 feet with an area of 764. Okay, now let's go back to the presentation so we can compare those values to the plan values. Okay, so the floor area given to us was 759, which is what we're going to use in this case for invoicing. But just for the sake of argument, here's the calculated floor area based using this app, 764. It's very small difference. And here are the values just for reference. So it thinks the perimeter was about 129 with an area of 764. Okay, and like I said, for this case, we're going to use the plan area. Okay. All right. Step 2. Now we got to calculate the area of the walls. For the walls, we need a perimeter and we need the depth of the pool. Okay. For this particular pool, we have a perimeter of 130 and we have 3 depths, 3.5, 5, and a 7. Okay. And the way that I like to think about the walls is to imagine looking at the pool from the side, kind of like the depth profile, but now imagine stretching the walls of the pool to 130 feet, which is the perimeter of the pool. So you're imagine the depth profile, but it's actually 130 feet. And the way we do that is by breaking it down into 3 rectangles that would represent the depth and the perimeter. Okay, so the first rectangle in this case would have a depth of 3.5 and it would have a length of 43.3, which is the perimeter divided by 3, and you're dividing by 3 because you need 3 rectangles. Okay, so the first rectangle is there. The second rectangle has a depth of 5 and a distance of and a length of 43.3, and the third rectangle also has a length of 43.3 and a depth of 7. Okay, now the area of the walls then is the sum of those 3 rectangles. Okay, the sum of the area of those 3 rectangles. And the way you do that is you just basically multiply the length times the width of each rectangle and you add them up. So 43 times 3.5, 43 times 5, 43 times 7. And the total comes out to 671 square feet for the walls. Now, the equivalent calculation is this. You can also say 130, the perimeter of the pool, times the average depth. If you have 3 depths, you divide by 3. So 3.5 plus 5 plus 7 divided by 3. You take that calculation and it gives you the same number. So from here on out, we're going to use this calculation to determine the area of the walls. So that's how we calculate the area of the walls. And let's put it all together so that we can determine the total surface area of this pool. Okay, so we determined that the floor was 759 based on the plan. The calculated walls was 671 square feet. So the total, you add those 2 up and it's 1430 square feet. Okay, so now that you have the total area, let's figure out how much it would cost to plaster this pool. If you decide to go with Peerless Pebble, the cost for this pool would be the area, 1430 times the price for each square foot, which is $525 for Peerless Pebble, and you get a total of $7,500. For level 1 Pebble, you get a total of $8,500. For level 2, you get $9,600. For standard white, you get about $5,300. And that would be the prices for that pool. moving on to case number 2 for a new construction of a radius pool. And here's what that pool looks like. Okay, here are the pool specs given to us. This one also has a spa, so there's some spa specs as well. All right, the numbers again we're interested in is the areas, the depth, and the perimeter. Depth, perimeter, area. Okay, let's move on. Let's go to step 1 and find the floor area. Okay, the floor area is already given. It's a new floor, new plan, and the area is given in the plan specification. So the pool has an area of 785 and the spa has an area of 38 feet. I also ran this example through the app, and the calculated floor area from the app is 784, which is spot on to what the plan says. And for the spa is 37, and again, spot on. Okay. And here are the actual values that were spit out by the app, so you can see them for yourself. Okay. And so we have the area of the floor, 785 and 38. Step 2 would be to calculate the area of the walls. Okay, we have the pool perimeter and the pool depth. In this case, where 2 depths were provided. Okay, so those are the parameters that we need for the wall. For the spa as well, we have a perimeter of 22 and a spa depth of 3.5. And those are the values that we will use. Okay, so for the pool, again, we do the visual using, in this case, 2 rectangles. We divide the perimeter by 2 so that we can get the length of the rectangle. So the first one has a length of 58.5 and a depth of 3.5, which is the first depth of the pool. And then the other rectangle has a depth of 8 feet and the same length of 58.5, okay? And you add those 2 areas and you get 672 feet of wall for the pool. Let's figure out what the spa is. So for the spa, you have a perimeter of 22 and a depth of 3.5, just 1 rectangle. You multiply those 2 values, you get an area of 77 for a total value of walls of 749. Again, if you just want to take the quick route and do the perimeter times the average depth, and you'll get the same value, 749 for the pool and the spa. Okay. Now that we have the floor and the walls, we can put it all together for the total surface area. For the floor, you have the pool and the spa adding up to 823. The walls you have at 749. And so the total square footage is 1572. This pool will cost you $8,200 if you want it in Peerless Pebble, $9,400 level 1, $10,000 for level 2, $5,900 for a standard white. All right. Okay, we're on case number 3 now. We're moving on to the remodels. Number 3 is a rectangular pool, more or less. And this is what it looks like. Based on the address provided by the customer, I got a picture from Google Earth. We have the parameters supplied by the customer for the pool and the spa, just the perimeter and depth. Okay, let's figure out what the area of the floor is. In this case, it's a remodel, so we have to use the app to figure out what the area is. For the pool, it spit out 629 for a perimeter of about 109, and for the spa, for a perimeter of 25, it gives you about 50 square feet or 49. So those are the 2 values we're going to be using for the floor. All right, so let me show you what the app kind of looks like for this particular example. Okay, so here you're looking of the line. I basically trace the perimeter of the pool, and it gave me a perimeter of 108 with 75 for an area of 624. And for the spa, there is a perimeter of 25 and an area of about 49 or 50. All right, let's get back to the presentation. So that's how I come up with those numbers. Okay, let's find out what the wall area is. So we need the perimeter and the two depths that were provided, 3 and 6. The spa is 25 and 3 feet deep. So the pool, we got the two rectangles, one with a depth of 3, another one with a depth of 6. You get the area of those two rectangles, and you get 490. For the spa, we have one rectangle for an area of 75. You add them up, you get 565. The quick calculation is the perimeter times the average depth, and you get the same number. Okay, let's put them all together and get the total cost of building this pool. For the floor, you get $678. For the walls, $596 total. All right, put them all together, pool and spa, and you get 1,243 square feet of total area. Remodel, there is a bond coat cost of $625, which is 50 cents per square foot. All right, you will add that value to whatever cost of plaster is. For Peerless Pebble is $65.25, and you would add the 600 to it. Same thing for level 1, 74. Level 2 is 84, and standard white is about 47. All right, so that's case number 3. Okay, we're moving on to case number 4, home stretch, remodel of a radius pool. Again, based on the job address, we have a picture from Google Earth, and this is what that picture looks like. This is a diving pool with a perimeter of 100, pool depth of 3, shallow end, deep end at 8. All right, so floor area, using again the app. If you have a perimeter of 100 with that shape, you get an area of 596 for the floor. So that's the number that we're gonna use. If you want to take a quick look at the at that case, we're gonna open case number 4. And loading up, and there you go. That's what it looks like. It took me a while to draw those lines, but there they are. Perimeter of 100, 596. Okay, let's get back to the presentation. So that's where that number comes from. All right, the walls. So we have the perimeter and we have the two depths. We're gonna take the quick and easy way now. 100 perimeter times the average depth is 550. All right. Now for the total area, the walls and the floor. The floor, you have 596 square feet. The walls is 550 square feet. You add them up, 1146. Remodel, so there's a bond coat cost, 573. Peerless would be 6,000. Level 1 would be 6,800. Level 2 would be 7,700. And standard white would be 4,300. You add the bond coat and the plaster cost for the total cost of the invoice. And that's it, folks. That's the end. Hope you enjoyed it and it was helpful.